Hello, my name is Brian. This is Football Manager 22, and we're back in Melilla with our African Spanish save. Let us off on the club info screen so we could have a surprise when I jump over to the club vision screen. I guess. That's a reason. So, here's how we're doing. We have devastated them by not signing players under the age of 23. I believe this was what it was before. Bit unsurprising. Again, with the restriction we have of only signing African heritage players, we can't really meet that other restriction that they imposed upon us, even though usually I would love to do so. They are satisfied that we're playing attacking soccer, and they're pleased with our possession and high-tempo pressing. All good things. We are working within the payroll budget, but we will jump down here and note that we are still struggling to repair the club's financial damage, because despite the fact that we are under the budget they gave us, we're still losing a lot of money. They aren't judging us on one-year contract for players over the age of 33. I'm not sure we signed anyone over 33. Might have signed a 33-year-old or two. They're delighted with our positioning in the Primera RFEF Futures Grupo 2. And we did reach the second round of the Copa del Rey. In fact, we reached the third round, and it was hard to do so, so they're very happy. Overall, A- performance from them in their view. Happy with some games, unhappy with others, and some performances. Transfers, there were none. We have made no changes since the end of August. I suppose we've sent out some of our youth players on loan. I don't think that any of them are good, and, I guess in a lot of cases, at least the teams are paying for them. So that's, the players are on like $4,000 a year, so it's not like we're really saving money. Great, we saved $2,000 because they're gone for half the year. But I guess it's not nothing. So, here's your competitions. We are sitting currently in third place. If you look at the recent form table, it's actually been kind of not good. But otherwise, we are still just hanging about. Hercules is just ridiculous. 16 wins, 7 draws, no losses. They haven't lost a game in 23 games. Hercules was down in the 4th tier with me last year. They ended up winning the tier, and we had to go through a promotion playoff. And now we're here with them again, and they're just tearing it up. It's insane. I just don't know what's going on with them. How are they doing this? Because I don't think they're even on like an insane transfer spending. Like, I don't think their salary is... It's third, which is good. I guess it's, and Villarreal B is one of the teams ahead of them, and that kind of doesn't count because, again, it's a B side, but Cordoba's spending more. We're spending the 12th most and of 20, and we're losing a lot of money. So that's, not great. It doesn't help that we're 11th in attendance. Hercules does have 9,000 people. It has apparently a significant fan base, or they're just drawing people in with those wins, but it's a bit confusing. So let's take a look at our performance level. So we had a decent start to the season, and then things turned a bit with a loss to Fuenlabrada, who is a good team, I believe. Draws against Don Benito, who is not, and Atletico Barreras. We beat Villarreal B before losing to Alcorn and Castellon. But at that point, we're right at the ship. Ran off 6 straight wins. 2 draws, 2 more wins, though. One was against Celta in the Copa del Rey first round. Celta is a 6th place team in La Liga, which they must have sent a C team to play us, and we caught them sleeping. We then proceeded to play Mallorca, another team in La Liga, in 15th, and again, they sent a C team, and we took them to extra time and beat them 2-0 there. Unfortunately, then we faced Real Madrid in the 3rd round. This is ridiculous. Like, they're all home games, and I'm sure we drew decent crowds to have some profit, but I'd almost rather, be the classic, go to their place and get the money from them, as opposed to the home games not filling it for us. But obviously, things ended with Real, who's in first place in La Liga. But yeah, so things turned a bit here. We've been very injury prone over the last month and a half. We placed Hercules, who's again undefeated right now. They scored first, we scored second, they scored third, and we rescued the draw in the 90th plus 5. I think a draw is a very fair result. If we weren't a better team, so it was a bit frustrating. We were down for so much of it. And then coming off of this game, this win over Mallorca, we just had a stone cold confusing loss to El Cayano here. Just terrible performances all around. We beat Costa Brava, and again we lost to Albacete, and we just drew Merida. Merida played a 3-3-2-2 against us. That is 3 center backs, 2 wing backs and a defensive midfielder, and then 2 center midfielders, and then 2 strikers. So they just packed things back. And even then, we put on 1.7 XG and couldn't score. And meanwhile, they took 1 shot. Their goalie had a final score of, I don't know why Baeste has a 7.2 for his 1 save, but their goalie had a final score of 7.8. Like, he just stood on his head. It was very frustrating. We are still dealing with the injury bug. As you can see, we still have 2 players out here down at the bottom. Ruben Del Campo just got injured. Balde is just kind of returning from injury, and we have these 5 players, Balde is one of them, who are all on the mend back from injury. And so some of them, like Lucian Owana, who our primary starting center back, is been playing with the U19 practice team to get fit, and so he's not fully ready to play this game. Luckily, Fuenlabrada, there we are. A team I believe I noted we lost to previously. Are playing a 4-4-2, so they're not stacking in super defensively against us. I am happy to press. I don't really want to defend more narrowly. I guess they are playing inverted wingers and not true wingers. So they are going to move inside. Yeah, okay, I can be happy defending more narrowly. So yeah, this is to solve the injury issues. Usually we'd play Del Campo up top, Hernandez over here, and Gay on the left. So now we're playing Hernandez up top, Gay on the right, and we move Jose Antonio Gonzalez up from the center midfield to left wing. He's finally getting a little used to the position and up to 3 stars, as opposed to where he'd been 1 star, but that was solely due to his lack of familiarity with the position. Zelem Nguene Angong in the center midfield triangle. Hussein Parla Riyadh. Again, Owono would be here if he was fit. Mavaza starting for Balde, as Balde is just back from the injury mend. Baeste in goal. He's had a few terrible games. Odonkara's had a couple terrible games. It's been a thing with the goalkeepers. So that's where we're at. With some players moved around, they aren't super happy with their feel for the formation, despite the fact that the formation hasn't changed all year. Couple things, get some okay results from the boys. Wish I could still get a new coaching badge to have the players respect me more, and to have better motivational skills. Pulido out to Donko. Pass it up to Adelson. Makes a breaking forward pass to Zisco Martinez. And back to Donko, but Zelem hits the header, and we will take possession then. Riyadh will reinitiate up to Njuin, Angong, Vaza, Gay. Turns to Nguyen, up to Hernandez. Looks for Gonzalez on the wing, does get there. Turns, brings it into Zelem, plays it back to Hussein, but intercepted by Adelson. Not a great pass, but easily dispossessed by Angong, and we'll take things back again and have a kickabout. Nice, like to move out to Husseini and up to Gonzalez. 4-4-2 is, 4 in the back is what we were looking to exploit. Don't like to see 3 in the back like we did just yesterday. Gay and Hernandez, and there it is, Iker Hernandez, 7th goal of the year. Obviously playing on the right wing a lot, has tampered down his goal production. Hasn't hurt the team largely. given our level of results, and Ruben Del Campo has been scoring a lot from the top. But it's nice to see him get back on the score sheet, and hopefully this keeps things going, keeps things motivated for the boys. Martinez back to Pulido, to Dieguez, Mabia. So, this is the sort of one of the always funny things is just looking at names and trying to decide, okay, do I think Mabia, Mbiua, is probably of African descent? Probably. Do we have a scouting report on him? If not, next time we go to the kind of neutral screen between action, Gay breaks through. Fourth goal of the year for Mortala Gay, assisted by Gideon Zelalem. This is much more what I was looking for. And they will reinitiate the attack here just in the 5th minute, already down 2-0. Easy pass to Mavaza, who puts it up to Gay. Gay up to Hernandez, bombs it for... Oh, I was hoping we could get that third right before the 5th minute turned over to the 6th, but it's not to be. Oh well, have to live with 2-goal lead. Nice exchange there to Martinez and Dionco coming through. Back to Fuentes, plays it in hard. To Ivan Salvador, 14th goal of the year for him. Okay, so that 2-goal lead is certainly much less now, as whoever was tasked with staying with Salvador, looks like it was probably Riyadh, did a very poor job of it. So, don't love to see that. Apparently it's going to be a highlight-heavy game, as opposed to some of the more recent ones, which are just very boring ones, where we, kick about in the neutral part of the field, and look for an opportunity that never developed because they had just the bus parked so deeply. Ball's played back to Nguyen. Unfortunately, shot goes wide. We can finally take our opportunity to pause. Dionco. Yep, Senegalese. Right back, 3.5 stars. Okay, we do have a scouting summary on him. That's good. Expires this year. Getting paid decent money, though, so I'm not sure we can afford him. Pulido, Dieguez, Torrente. Let's couple those. Adelson, Fuentes, Mabia. Yep, Cameroonian, 36. Very good player as a defensive midfielder. I don't really like him as a midfielder anymore with just the lowered pace. But at 36, I don't think he's worth scouting. So, Mula, perhaps? Nope, Spanish. Salvador, Martinez, Lizoen. Yep, Spanish as well. Okay, well. Did our team scouting. Adelson will take a free kick for him, and all right, in the 15th minute, it's a new game already. I'm just so used to having good goalkeepers, and Balleste looks like he should be based on star rating, but he's a kind of a perpetual disappointment, and Odenkara hasn't been much better. So I'm not thrilled with my options there. Husseini's on a yellow card. Don't love that. Here we are at 20th minute. Mafaza, Nguyen, up to Hernandez. Gay. Zelalem plays it out. Mafaza, can he get it back in somewhere centered? Yes! Into Gideon Zelalem, who we did overpay for, but has been a very important part of the team, especially when we've had to, say, move Gonzalez up to the wing to have Zelalem play next to Nguyen and not depend on Garcia there, who's just a lesser light. Now we'll probably see Andres Garcia come in just to spell one of the center midfields late in the game. I believe he just got back from the flu, where he'd been out for 2 weeks, sent home. I'm also dealing with Barcelona's manager coming and whining at me about Riyadh not playing in the right position. It's been very frustrating because he's multi-positional, but I think he's best at center back, and lately we've been playing with center back, especially with Owona's injury. But he came to us and was like, hey, why isn't he playing at center back? Because he had been mostly coming off the bench and playing defensive midfielder, spelling Angong. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. And so the next 3 games, I played him at center back. And then in the cup match against Real Madrid, we moved him up to defensive midfielder to move things around. And then we played him at 3 more games at center back. And Barcelona's manager got back to us again and went, hey, why isn't he playing at center back? I'm like, dude, he's played at center back in 6 of the 7 last matches. What do you want? It's too bad Mafaz is just not an offensively talented player. I actually would have liked him to take a whack there as the right wing, kind of sneaking into the box after that pass. Instead, he tries to find a pass that isn't really available and gets worked back to kind of no one and nowhere. Sharp press, Dianku, sure. Mafaza throwing to Injuin. Mafaza plays it forward, looking for Hernandez. It's on frame. Will it count? I would love it if it would here in the 45th +2, and it doesn't look like the assistant ref's going to take it away. Hell yeah. Let's take a look. Looks like he timed that run very well, though it had a very annoying cut in the middle there that makes it kind of hard to tell for real. Martinez will play it long, and we'll pick it up with our defense. I don't imagine we'll even get a shot off here. Oh, bombs it forward to Gay, maybe. Gay circles. Oh, blasts by his LLM into the empty stands. Please, people, come to our games. We need fans here to give us money, for we are poor. We posted a profit last month of like nearly $200,000, and that's because the board gave us $750,000 because we were losing so much money. And again, we're within the salary constraints they gave us. Like, as it just kind of is with lower league football, the only way to make this financially viable is either just to be complete shoestring budgets, like shoestring, and not ever compete, or it's to get promoted. You gotta go up the levels until you can get to those levels where you actually make decent money. I don't know if La Liga 2 is actually such a level or not, or if you need to get up to La Liga Santander. I know for one thing that the second La Liga, second tier of the Spanish pyramid, is actually a nightmare world from what I've seen. You're being silly. In that, I believe of the 4 teams that got promoted last year, 3 of them right now are in the relegation zone, and the other is like 1 spot ahead of the relegation zone. The teams that are there are very much entrenched. Like, I think it is going to be very hard to actually make it out of that tier. I think it's what everyone kind of talks about the championship being in the English Premier League. Like, oh, so difficult because there's just so many good teams just on the rebound. I think that the second La Liga is just full of them that are just so much better than the third tier. I think there's a massive gap there. Really? Gonzalez is on a 5.9? I know he's not a natural left winger, but he's got all the talent in the world to do it. He's good pace, 12 crossing, 13 passing, can even mark and tackle. He's just a comprehensive player. He's got some experience there now. Whatever. Bring in Al-Batani. I don't know. I don't feel like he's done anything to warrant being such a low rating. It's a bit frustrating. Let us take this opportunity to bring in Owona now. And we'll save our last sub for now, just in case there's an injury. And if not, in 3 minutes or so, maybe we'll pull Husseini for my really bad third string left back. Mafaza is the backup left back, but he's obviously playing right back with the injury to Balde. I guess I could put in Balde, that's probably better. And then move Mafaza over to the left rather than playing Abdelrahim Al Hassani. And that's our last move. We made all 5 of our subs. Pina makes a bad play, and Mafaza easily intercepts now on the left. Plays it forward looking for Iker Hernandez. No such luck. Heads it forward to Gay. Traffic in the middle, but Zillam comes away with it. Out to Mafaza, out to Al-Watani. Mafaza plays it forward looking for Hernandez, but just plays it way too long. But given a 2-goal lead, I'm pretty happy with it, just recycling all the way back to their keeper and making them reinitiate attack from there. I'm not happy with the defense on that. Ugh. Come on, guys. Okay, let's take a look. Everything's fine here. Awona is squared up, which might not be ideal. You kind of want him to be able to turn and run. But he does start to run. Salvador has to turn and get the ball in the mid space. But unfortunately, for some reason, their Chica has turned away from his man and looks like he wants to contest it. I really don't like that, with the defenders, with the center midfielders all rushing back, and I guess he's thinking he's going to exchange his man, that Owona's going to get on him. But it creates this gap here that it's just terrible decision making by Chica, I think. That Rodrigo takes advantage of and then runs into space away from Mafaza. Yeah, that's on Chica. He needs to stick with his man and not try and make a overly complicated switch, because our players are just not amazing enough to pull that off, whether that be physically or mentally. And going out to Mafaza, there are 3 minutes of stoppage time. Well, there's 4 minutes of stoppage time, 3 minutes of those left. We're having the ball kick about right inside and outside their box. And Gong. Oh my, Frank and Gong. First goal of the year with a frickin' worldie. Oh, play that again. Yeah, okay, so much for worrying about this result. I mean, where did this come from, Frank? That's not in your skill set. Apparently it is. It's unfortunate that Ruben Del Campo will be out for a couple more games. So we're going to have to keep playing Gonzalez kind of out of position. It is good in that we get to play both Zelolem and Njuin. I don't love having one of those guys coming off the bench when I start Gonzalez in the middle, but because they're both talented. But I think Del Campo is much better up top. I certainly like having the depth as opposed to Al-Watani being first one on in the attacking space. 5.9. Really? Just didn't feel that bad. Alright, well, that was a good win. Andorra still has their game, and so they could move back ahead of us. What a busy game. Praise our boy Silalem. And yep, Andorra did win their game and move themselves back ahead of us. Really, we just want to create space between us and this mash of El Coron, Fuenlabrada, Albacete, and Atletico San Luqueño, who are all between like 4 and 5 points behind us, to at least make the promotion playoff and then to advance through the promotion playoff and get promoted up to, as we said, Segunda Division. Okay, so Barcelona B, I believe, was actually one of the teams that came up last year, and they have moved up into the mid-tier, which, isn't super surprising given it's Barca B. But Ibiza actually just came up the prior year, and survived barely. Nastic just came up last year. Sabadell just came up last year. Amorbieta came up the year before. Okay, so 2 of the teams that are getting relegated right now came up last year, and 2 more came up the year before. So yeah, it's a league where it is very hard to immediately jump up against these teams that are coming down from La Liga and or are kind of permanent fixtures in this tier, or more regular fixtures in this tier, I suppose. You know, I'm sure Malaga doesn't think of themselves as a Segunda Division team, even though they've been there for 4 years now, after having spent probably 10 years up in the top flight. But, that's just the sort of team you have to get through, and they're not even in the picture, as it were. So, yeah, that's something to, quote-unquote, look forward to. And given our scouting restrictions, it could be even harder to try and piece together the team that can keep us afloat and then promoted. But, one thing at a time. Focus on the near future, which is getting Ruben Del Campo back. Continue to winning our games. We do just have a quote-unquote easy schedule of just 1 game each week for the next however many weeks. I don't think there's any catching Hercules the way they're playing. It's certainly possible. We're only quote-unquote 11 points back with still nearly half the season to play. But I don't know. Things would have to take a dramatic turn. I'm not sure what it would be that sends them down. So, we just need to keep winning, maintain our promotion playoff spot, and then win 2 games at the end of the year. So thank you so much for joining me in this mid-year update. I would really love to hear from any of you. It's a bit like shouting into the void right now. And, I hope you have a lovely day. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.